Welcome back, everybody. We are here for another episode of the Glass Cage podcast. I honestly can't remember which one we're up to.
Season 3, episode 2.
Yeah, but I think we kept the numbers. I think we're like 14 or 15. No, maybe we're 18. Let's call it 18.
Well, this is fine. This is great because then anyone can jump in at any stage.
Yeah,
there's no regularity.
So, look, we got 2 episodes in a week.
How's that?
In a row, I should say.
Yeah.
Let's try and keep it up. Yeah. It was positive feedback from everybody saying, glad to hear us back and, good banter and episode between us. So
I reckon we probably should have done this maybe a month ago because after we started, it started raining.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah, we do have a little bit of drizzle today, which is nice.
It's good.
That cyclone up north needs to reappear on dry land, I think, so that we can get some more rain.
Not just become a little breath of wind and a little shower of rain up there.
Yeah. So no, we'll take the rain though. Like you said, off air, it's a nice change from our heat wave.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's good.
Yeah, a couple 40-degree days. 47 it got to out here on Tuesday.
Yeah, and it's a very different heat, isn't it, down here? Just trying to make it so we're not complaining.
Oh, well, we got a few questions actually from the last episode, so we figured we might address them first, and then we'll get into the whatever else we're going to discuss. But here we go. This one is from Kellen Marwick.
Boys, just wondering, how do you manage seeding through your canola stubble? And just curious, have you ever thought about considering stubble crunching to make it easier for your seeder operators to seed through canola? Cheers, boys.
So we don't have that issue of trying to seed through canola. It's cereals that everyone over here struggles with.
Yeah. Canola is normally the dream run.
Canolas, they're fantastic. So you obviously are growing bigger canola crops than us, Callum.
Much bigger.
Much bigger. That is not a concern for us.
Yeah. No, it's normally normally our canola's the dream run, easy with the tines, with the discs. It's the one that you can just go all night.
Yeah,
and no dramas.
So, but you are right. We do struggle with with cereals, and quite a few people do have stubble crunchers around us.
Yeah, there's been a bit of between here and town. There's been a bit of canola that's been stubble crunched or rolled.
Rolled on Cascade Road. That one.
Yep. And the only reason I guess could be twofold. Could be chasing snails on a warmish day.
Yeah. This is actually addressing another question that we got, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, here we go. But that's the only like most people around here don't do that. But I know it is certainly done with like those BP rollers, like the crimple rollers.
Yeah. Well, no, there is like speed tilling and stubble crunching.
Yeah. That's
occurring for stubble flow issues for seeding.
Yeah.
We've thought about it, but it's just another machine to put over your paddock. And high fire risk.
If you get a windy day, hot windy day,
bye paddock.
Yeah,
by fire or dust.
Yeah, it can come around and bite you. But yeah, no, we haven't really ever struggled. So I guess that answers that one.
Yeah, we do. We struggle.
But
we go on the angle.
Yeah.
When we're seeding into barley, wheat we can get through mostly. Barley we can't.
Yeah. No, I was meaning canola stubble.
Oh, canola, yeah. I'm just meaning our practice in general.
Yep.
So I got another one from Colton. Now this one is addressing a video of mine, but it involves you.
Right.
So when I was, for those who haven't watched any of the videos, I was doing some gravel karting, had GMB haulage in.
Yep.
He was getting bogged all the time, so I was using your Versatile.
Yes.
So he said he was a bit surprised to see the Versatile on 3 metre spacings because he was pretty sure that the new Versatiles are still outboard planetaries, where every other manufacturer has their articulated 4-wheel drives with inboard planetaries, and then basically is just wondering how you've got yours on 3 metres.
They're a cotton reel. They're a cotton reel rim adapter.
Yep.
So yeah, we've got jewels for them, and if you look at the jewels, they've got most people would know what they're looking at when they look at the joules. It just spaces it out. It's just a spacer.
Yep.
Cotton reel spacer.
Yeah.
I think Titan make them. It's factory option.
Yep. So there's that one. So then this one addresses what I was just saying. Someone said, just going down Albany Highway and I see most of canola stubble as being Kelly chained or crunched. What are the pros and cons of that? And I think you were on the money there with snails.
Yeah, yep. Snail control. It has to. It's a bit of a difficult one to get right. So a lot of cabling happens as well.
Yes, yeah.
But you've got to be, for the snails to go up into the canopy of the stubble, it needs to be hot. And the moment that you start to do any of that activity, you've got a very high fire risk. And it's sort of one of those things that the best day to go and do it would be that 45-degree day.
Yeah.
And that's where all the snails will be up in the canopy. But it's also the worst day to do it because you might end up killing everything. So it's I
suppose that's why people might tend to target canola. So it's not such a fire risk.
Yeah.
But then, snails move. So you are going to kill, the snails in the canola paddock, but the barley paddock or the wheat paddock or whatever's next door.
Yeah.
They're just
they'll be there and they'll be hiding in the fence lines.
Yeah.
You have a look at some of the really bad areas and you see the fence post that's...
Oh, driving down the highway?
It's full.
It's just white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that'd be one reason. The other would be exactly the stubble flow, with the really tall canola stubble.
Yeah. People who swath it high and yeah. And one last one, we got: how does stripper fronts go on cereals compared to draper fronts? Do you get a fair bump in tonnes per hour?
Yes, significant. If I didn't leave my phone on silent somewhere else, I'd be able to pull up my John Deere data from the last couple of years, but I should remember. I think we averaged we run our 690s and we averaged, off memory, it was 45 or 50 tonnes an hour as an average.
Yep.
With the stripper fronts, which, everyone goes, that's not that good, X9s do 100. Nothing averages 100.
It's a wank factor.
Yeah, it's that's what you can push them to. But the stripper fronts are nearly, I'd say that they're the two machines are doing the job of three machines, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like if you had two strippers compared to three drapers, when things are going well.
Yes.
That's
And also like last year, because it was a dry year, you guys had the issue of the tonnes weren't actually there to utilise the strippers.
Yeah, you need to have a couple of things going for you for them to work better than a draper front. Canopy structure needs to be good, and the grain weight needs to be good as well, needs to be high. So you need to have a decent crop in front of you, and you need to be able to keep a crop seal with that front.
Yes, yeah.
Now, they do work in low yielding environments, but you've got to go across the workings.
And of course, control traffic.
And also the speed that you've got to go.
Yeah.
So, it's not something that I'd ever voluntarily go and do.
No.
18 k's an hour across the workings in a 1 ton crop. That's just a recipe for a write-off.
18 k's an hour and a header, just no.
It's scary.
That doesn't your Autosteer cook off at that?
Yep, you've got to hand steer it, but it can do it.
No.
Look, when you start racing, like when we first got them, and it was literally 400 meters that I did it for, and I was like, okay, it can actually still pluck it off at that speed. It can do it. Of course it can. You're
only pulling off heads.
Yeah, you're only plucking the heads, but it was like, let's just actually test this machine and see what the upper limit is. We all know what the lower limit is because you're always nudging in, but had to find that top limit.
And you found it.
Found it.
Well, I suppose you haven't found it. You could have gone a bit faster.
No. No, surely not. If you've got the crop set up right and everything's there, they are a force multiplier. It is, it's fantastic.
Everything's got their place.
Yeah.
And if it's working well.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's get into that. You guys are actually getting away from them.
Yeah, we're looking at selling them. We've got to get legumes in the system for the effectively get legumes into the system, I think. The guys over in South Oz who are just absolutely creaming it, they're running a lentil, canola, wheat, barley sort of rotation.
Yep.
And that lends itself a lot better to the stubble breakdown. It's something that's pretty difficult to go righto. We've been running these for 3-4 years. We've had a couple of years that they've been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And last year pulled them out of the shed basically just for trial work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of capital tied up.
Yes.
So there's that and the inherent fire risk, which we've got systems in place and strategies in place, but still, if you get a summer like this one, you look and go,
standing stubble compared to a drapered stubble.
Yeah,
it's a huge difference.
Yeah, it's also I was chatting with one of the guys from UWA over harvest, and he'd been quite involved in like stripper stubble studies.
Yep,
and some of the stuff that we thought, everyone sort of just naturally assumed and thought was opposite. So soil temperatures going the opposite way.
Yeah, okay.
Colder in winter with the blanket over the top, which the Americans listening will be like, no, duh. You've got to expose the soil to the sunlight to get the soil temperature up. But and then over summer, the shading effect of a full stubble, we are actually letting more sunlight down. You can get more stuff down onto the ground.
Yeah, okay.
It's not insurmountable. I mean, we have grown our best ever crops with them.
Yes,
in strip stubbles
in place. Yeah.
But I think it's something that we're gonna move out of the stripper side, just for those like the fire risk and our inability to get an effective legume crop over all of our hectares.
Yeah,
because the rotation that we're running just doesn't lend itself to that. Maximising the benefit of having that stubble mulch there.
Yeah,
and the guys who grow beans and lentils will be sitting there going, well, yeah, you just put lentils in, but we can see the upper crust of the of the earth, and the mantle coming up through some of our paddocks. So
no, good luck with the lentils. You've got the soil down here for it. And the rocks.
Yeah,
I again, like, it'd be good to have them in there, but I also don't want to start destroying a paddock with sand blows and things like that. A year like this year, like the dry summer would annihilate a legume paddock for us. But
and it's also
it's got to work for you.
The sands as well. Like we've spoken about it multiple times. If we were to piece out either of yours or my block up at Cascade, and you go, right, we're going to put in legumes into this paddock, you would have to literally have a variable rate map for different legume varieties for the sand, for the clays, the transition.
God, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Soil type farming again, breaking up the paddocks by soil type, but it's I'd love for them to. I say the plant breeders to work something out, just so we could have more legumes in the system more effectively and more profitably. I mean, at the moment, if we had lupins, thousands of tons of lupins, they're like $500 a ton.
I've still got a bit of barley left to sell, and that price just keeps going down. It gets depressing every day that comes through. Let's not get into that. But on the breeders, if they could splice in some marshmallow tap rooting into a canola plant, that would be fantastic.
What did Theo said once? He said, if fleabane could nodulate, we would be.
You'd be fine.
Imagine that as a summer
summer crop. Oh goodness,
fantastic.
God, it'd be hard to kill though.
Launch would just be gone.
It would be so hard to kill.
Yeah.
On that, so we're doing a lot of training of recent.
Yes.
So we just started our training. I'll say we just did 2 days of Chem course.
Yep.
At TAFE. So that was riveting.
Yep.
Back in the day, it used to be called ChemCert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm 34 this year, and I think I did ChemCert. I did it with Tom, and I reckon I was 19.
Yeah, it's a little way between.
So ChemCert or OzChem, you're supposed to do it every 5 years. So Henry and I bit the bullet. Well, I bit the bullet, and Henry had to come along.
Yes, yeah.
Go on, do it. It's unfortunately something that we have to do. So if anyone out there is spraying and hasn't done one,
go and do it.
You actually do need one, unless your boss.
Yeah.
If your boss has done one and they've trained you how to operate that and operate chemical and everything, that's actually fine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a boring 2-day course because it's all stuff you look at a label a lot.
Yeah.
And it's the government, so it's the questions are just worded so silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like one of them on the test. Name 4 ways chemical can leave your property. So you're going, okay, drum muster. Yep. Chem Clear, which is a chemical.
Yeah.
They come and
grab
get the old chemicals.
Yep.
And then you're like, well, I guess the boom spray and the ute, but that can't count. And then, because it's an open book and you chat with your teacher and she's like, yeah, no, that's fine. Back of the ute's fine. Spray drift is fine.
Waterways? Spray drift?
It's like the way that they word questions are just ridiculous. But so next week we've got we'll be doing our working at heights.
Yes, yep.
So
you're doing confined spaces,
and we're doing confined spaces.
Yeah.
Because you need your confined space ticket and permits and all this bloody stuff to go into your field bins and.
Well, that's why we don't have lids.
Actually, I was talking with our teacher there. She works at the port during harvest. And, the giant silos that they've got at the port?
Yeah.
They need a confined space.
Well, yeah, I mean, technically.
Technically, it's like...
You fill it with grain and then it's confined, isn't it?
It's a multi-thousand-ton storage.
Yeah.
And you need a confined space to enter. It's like, it gets a bit silly.
Yeah, it is, but you got to do it and you learn stuff.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
And then forklift.
Forklift as well, yeah.
Forklift is a 2-day test, 2-day course.
Yes, yeah, it is. Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Get on it, drive it, lift it up, put it down. There you go.
Sit down and fill out forms.
Yeah. And then because we're obviously, farm, it's not, related to us. It's all if you're in a warehouse and stuff like that. So,
well, if it all falls over farming, then at least you can go out forklift driving.
Forklift driving, I can get in confined spaces and work at heights.
That's perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if it all falls out farming, I reckon I might be on a beach somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So, that's our preparation.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's good. Are you, any other things planned for the next couple of weeks? You got...
So we're doing gravel at the moment still. So we're building roads. My pool at my new house goes in on Tuesday. So the day that you guys are listening to this, my pool's going in. So think of me.
La-dee-da. Listen to it. Must be nice.
Yeah. And it's it's the end of February already.
Yeah.
We've got a month until... you've got less. You start seeding in March.
Yeah, we'll chuck a bit of pasture stuff in.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try to. The bar's there.
Yeah, I was going to say, your tractor isn't.
No, the tractor's not. The box is in the shed. The bar is here just so we can pull the bar in and work on the bar without having, 3 hectares worth of yard taken up by seeding equipment. But, we'll start the maintenance job on that.
Well, on that, you've got a 40-foot bar,
yes,
as everyone listening knows.
Yeah.
You've now taken on a bit more of a lease.
Yeah.
So you've got another 500 hectares?
Yeah, 550.
So you're now more than me.
Yeah.
In crop.
Yeah.
With a 40-foot bar.
Yeah, but it's fast.
How's that going to go? How are you going to manage that? Are you guys focusing more on block seeding now or still spread the risk?
Still spread the risk, but it's a bit of a movable feast, isn't it, with how the season's going? If this rain, there's not much of this happening at the moment. There's not much on the forecast. Oh, actually, touch wood. In the next 10 days, there hopefully is another front coming through.
Oh, I'll take that.
If there is, then that changes our strategy, but we'll just have to work it out as we go. Yep. But it's going to be a long seeding. And
no, I think it'll be a long seeding for everyone.
Yeah.
Just with how dry.
Yeah.
We haven't had the soil moisture.
There's nothing underneath.
There's nothing. So I've only employed one person for seeding.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're not doing a night shift this year. 2 reasons. Last year's night shift, it did get a bit dicey with stubble.
Yeah.
Like I know we don't have that stubble load this year at all, but our barley still did go 3 tons. So there's, that's on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Biomass wise. So that's still going to be an issue to get through.
Yeah.
And just the points are going to wear, the gear's going to get hard.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to be better just to have the one guy and then just do a bit of a longer shift.
Yep.
And then just slow.
Yes.
Just go nice and slow. And then I don't need to worry about someone at night not getting their hours. I think that's the word. Like they're working for you, but then, you feel really bad if they're only getting 3 hours a night, 4 hours a night. And then they're also screwing up their sleep pattern every night.
Yeah. Pretty difficult to get back into the run of it.
Yeah.
We're just going to be night shift from when we start. We're just going to have to be double shift all the way through.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy because it is a bit closer. Like the
lease,
all of that stuff is within. Like it's not on the other side of Esperance, so
yeah,
we don't have to demobilise and get out. But we'll see what happens. As far as variety and trying to get that staging and strategy right that way, pretty much everything this year is 4 series across the board.
Yeah, okay.
There's some leftover 5 series Clearfield that we're going to put in.
Yep.
We just got some old stock, so stuff in bags from last year.
Yeah.
And because, picking up stuff late, getting canola seed orders, which we all know is a bit of a drama.
How is that this year? So I haven't ordered any canola this year. Well, I should say last year for this year because I decided I had 3 ton of bonito. I only need 3 ton for my seeding.
Yeah.
Already in the shed. And then I waited to see if Bandit or Renegade was going to be the winner.
Yeah.
Renegade was. So I've kept 3 ton of that. So I'm going to be splitting them half and half.
Yep.
So I don't need to have that stressful wait.
Yeah,
like the last couple of years have been for seed.
Yeah, it's. We've had a couple of phone calls backwards and forwards, and it's like the guys in town are getting phone calls, and then they've got to go out and go, right, we're not going to be able to get all of this.
Yeah.
They're saying that they're not getting all this. Like that, it's good that there's a constant flow of communication, because then a couple of days later, call back, no, actually, all good. You're getting your full allotment. But we'll just see what rocks up. It's sort of, it's a thing that the guys do struggle with, trying to, you have this expectation and everyone goes, oh, just order double. And then if you get it, then you just halve the order. And that just
screws everybody up.
That buggers the whole system. So my strategy or approach to it is to say, this is what I would like. This is my preference for the variety. And if I can't get this, then it just needs to be this series, so like a 4 series or a 5 series length, and then these traits. And then if I can't get those traits, then I want this one.
Yeah, yep.
And just have this cut-off line. So when they're talking to the suppliers and they're saying, oh, you're not going to get all of that for that order, that's fine. Can we get this one?
Yeah. Good to have backups.
Yeah. Just work with the system a little bit. But, yeah, people putting in orders for twice the amount that they need on the hope that they're only going to get 50% pretty much guarantees that the next year then they're not going to get their
well, and then
full
also
order.
when they get all that shipment in, then like, oh no, I only need half of it, and they're stuck with it, then the supplier won't send them in.
They look and go, hang on, why didn't you sell all that? You put all the orders in, we've got other people screaming out for it, now all the logistics has been stuffed up. It's just...
I don't know how it happened in town, but they obviously, what you're saying happened, and this was with T4510.
Yeah.
And they gave me a call and they said, look, we'll give it to you for a much cheaper price. Do you want this stuff for next year? So this year, 24. And I was like, nah, look, I'm sorry, guys. It'd be lovely to have, to know that I've got the seed.
Yeah.
But I'm just going back to, TTs that I can keep.
The OPTTs and endpoint royalties.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there's more, that there's been a handful more coming through, because there was a fear a couple of years ago that the OPTTs with endpoint royalties were going to be gone.
Yeah.
And then we were going to end up in this we're going to be
Canola war. Everyone
Canola
fighting
was-
for bloody
and stuck with
multi-$1,000 bags of canola.
and maybe not getting it, which supply chain issues.
Again, like you can't plan for that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you're only going to get 15% of your canola program. Great, cheers.
Cool.
I don't have any barley or wheat to
Yeah.
fill the rest in. So what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Fallow it?
Yeah.
No.
No, not a chance. No, that was all scheduled to be canola for a reason.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that if I know that there's often places like guys around the place that you've got your 3 ton. We've done it in the past when we've grown OPTTs that we'll keep like 4 ton. And you just keep it stored dry in the back of the shed, up in a bulker bag, nice and dry and all good. And then if you do really need to, at the end of it, if you need to go and reseed or something happens or whatever, you've always got that pretty cheap backup sitting there that you can go, righto, bang it out at twice the seeding rate and let's just get some sort of canola crop on there.
Yeah.
It'd be... Yeah, it's a good thing that they get the new varieties in, which is good.
Yeah. No, it's good that they're got it coming, and it's not that worry that you're having of, oh goodness, it's getting pretty close to seeding.
Or
Have you got all
you
your pasture seed?
are seeding.
Yes, that's what happened last year.
Yeah.
But do you have your pasture seed at least?
Yeah, we've got vetch.
Vetch, not some U-Butte.
No fancy mixes.
Yep.
We've got the vetch, we've got the barley.
Yeah.
It's got to be cheap and cheerful for that stuff down there. The sorghum's still kicking on, so hopefully with this rain it'll
perk back up
little bits of it.
Yeah. Well, on seeding we're obviously looking at upgrading our seeding rig.
Yes.
So sick of the Borgo and its seed placement.
Yeah.
Beautiful for cereals, but canola I'm just struggling with.
Yeah.
Especially dry seeding.
Being first cab off the rank as well.
Yeah. And had a look at the new Borgo, the deep knife drill.
Yes.
So essentially it's a Ausplow.
DBS, groundhog, groundhog, equalizer sort of.
Yeah. So not excited for that, but was excited for the tine setup.
Yeah.
Something that follows the ground a lot better, and if your leading tine kicks out, your back tine doesn't.
Yes.
And then that got us onto the new John Deere bar. So John Deere, I'm pretty sure the way it's gone is they've now taken over Seedmaster.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, Seedhawk and Seedmaster, they were brothers. They were working together, and then the brothers had different ideas of how they wanted the tine set up to work. Basically, it was the seeding depth, how they wanted that to work.
Yep.
And they split. Seedhawk became Seedhawk. Seedmaster became Seedmaster. Very similar.
Yeah.
When you look at it, very similar. And we looked at that last week actually, and it looks bloody nice.
Nice.
It's so the Borgo's got a lot of bushes, whereas the Seedmaster's got wear plates.
Yeah.
And it's a big open, the Seedhawk, it's a deep bar.
Yes.
You got chance for stubble to flow around.
Yeah.
Everything like that. Even though you do have that extra tine.
Yeah.
Whereas the Borgo, for those who don't know, it's very compressed. Very tight.
Yeah.
Very strong bar. It's a good bar. The thing I will miss would be the quick depth adjustment.
Yep.
That is very fast to do on a Borgo.
Yep.
On the John Deere or the P980 or 6, I don't know what
Green Seedmaster.
Yeah, Green Seedmaster.
Yep.
That's on every individual press wheel. You got to adjust just like the Seedhawk.
Yeah.
But the thing that had us a little worried is you got to go to a John Deere bin, and so obviously we've had that experience with the conserva packs with those
the old 1910s
with those bins there. Now
it is. Yeah, it's the same roller mechanism, isn't it, on the big ones?
It is, but so because I brought Dad along to come have a look.
Yep. And
we go to it. We spent more time on the bin than what we did the bar.
Oh yeah,
the bar was fantastic, brilliant.
It's a green Seedhawk.
Yeah,
Seedmaster.
that's done.
We know it. Yeah,
we've got some concerns about the bin, so we went to the bin and they have redesigned it all.
Yeah,
you can actually fill them.
Yes,
yeah.
With you used to be able to, but you just needed a really little shovel, And
or
it
like
really,
a like a concrete vibrator.
Yeah, to actually get it into the corners.
But no, it's a lot better now, and the fill system, like the tubulator, the doors, how you open it, it's very nice.
Yeah.
It's got a tablet on the side of it, like it's got a screen on the side that it's got all the scales and the feeling and the calibrating. So that's pretty cool that it's all integrated down there.
Yeah.
Now the roller, roller's the one, but they have changed it.
Okay.
So
hang on.
It has changed.
Is this innovation, not imitation again?
So yeah, no, they've changed it, and we got there, and as you know, like the back one is the hardest one to get to. It's like right at the back where the wheel is.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, can you get to that? How easy to get it out? And the sales was, no worries. And we're like,
get it out then.
Get it out. And boom, 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 out it came, no dramas. And then we were able to have a look at it.
Yep.
Their section control is actually really simple.
Yep.
So essentially, you've got the whole roller always is spinning.
Yeah.
And then on top of the roller, you've got your 8 sections. And there's just a little black paddle on the top and an actuator in, like, so you pull it out. The actuator's still in, like, the casing on the bar.
It's not
and it just pushes
slide.
a little actuator down and it blocks it up.
Yep.
And then the roller's always spinning. So it's always cleaning itself out. So that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, cool.
The whole design of it is actually pretty exciting.
Yep.
The only thing is, at the moment, they do a 650 or an 850.
Yep.
But the 850 is a bit difficult, they reckon. Not sure why. But 650 is going down in size for us.
Yeah.
But I do want to go liquid. So
then you're trading off.
Then
yeah.
So you could do a liquid tank on the bin.
Yep.
Or, which if we do go this path, it'll probably be a liquid tank trailing behind.
And now, is there room to put a smaller one for like wetting agents, vari-rate wetting agents on the bar or somewhere? Or?
Yeah, like that's what I like. I'd love to have like 2 liquid systems.
Yeah.
My knowledge in liquid is pretty limited, so I'm looking into it. So anyone listening, send us some voice notes. We'll play them. Let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to do wetting agents, fungicides, things like that would be nice.
Yep.
The other thing would be with having a liquid tank behind, and you had so you essentially got a spare bin now. You could have that as potash, and then do a potash.
Vari-rate
map.
Yeah.
So potash isn't going to go on all our soils.
No, but it's one that we vari-rate anyway. Like out of the spreaders.
So we don't do any potash at the moment.
Yeah.
So that would be nice to
be able to go and
to
jam
drill
some down.
And
very abrasive stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that's where we're at.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Have they changed the the housing of the metering systems to stainless yet, or are they still?
No, I think there's still that
painted steel.
Yeah, there's still a bit of issue on that, but
yeah. I mean, it's always things that you can, if you need to, in a couple of years' time, yank them out and chuck them in, because I'd make the kits for them or do it from factory, but then there's a cost involved in that.
Yeah, so that's exciting. It honestly got us really excited. Not allowed to quote us yet because the pricing hasn't been released for 24.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, I'll give you a hot tip.
It's not expensive.
It's not going to be lower than 23.
Yeah, well, on the February 29th, a new thing comes out for John Deere. So the tractors that's releasing their 800 horsepower, 700 horsepower, that monstrous looking tractor.
Yeah.
The bin is changing. Something on the bin is changing.
Okay, yeah.
But the bar's staying the same. I think the headers are still staying the same.
Yeah.
Not sure about the boom spray, but
hopefully it's the
the sand spray.
Sand spray aftermarket. If that comes out in that, brilliant.
Then they're not allowed to do us until
after that.
Now
on that, with the announcements and stuff coming from Mother Deere, did you see the concept floated about by them for subscription system for like they would get you to subscribe to your hardware? So yeah. So they're like, okay, so for I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was like $5,000 a year or $3,000 a year or something, you can have your or 2.5 something. It was something that was like, oh yeah, that's attractive and quite affordable for your receiver, your screen, your whole package, the whole thing. You just have a subscription, so you're renting it, and it ended up being after 5 years was the same price as
it'd be the same price as buying it outright.
Yeah. How long have you had your screens for?
Well, now the screens stay with the tractors. You can't remove them.
But have you?
Whereas we used to have screens that
travel
between.
So we've still got a couple of 4640s that we've, because we've got class.
Well, actually, our AgriFac and also our new case that's coming.
Yep. Yeah. So you would expect to keep those screens for over 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So where their theory goes with, for 5 years it's cheaper. You're not having this outright cost and all this. After that 5th year, you're paying a subscription, a rental.
You just upgrade it.
Well, of course, Then you're straight back to the teat. Subscription models that John Deere are trying to go down the path of.
They're also doing Starling, though. They're getting into bed with Elon.
Yeah, that's everyone seems to be hitching to that wagon. Optus, John Deere. It's a very polarizing thing, and I think that if I was a salesman at John Deere and I heard everyone, the way all the farmers and the consumers talking about the way that they are, I'd be like, no, don't do it. Just let us sell the things. And
Yeah. Just make an 8,000 litre, 160 foot boom.
And don't charge $1 million for
it. Come in just under AgriFac.
Undercut the market.
I don't see that happening.
No, I don't either. No,
but apparently it's on the cards. I have been told the big boom is coming.
Yeah, surely.
And but how much do you believe from what you've been told? But it's obviously John Deere booms are stupid heavy.
Yes,
and it's going to be steel boom.
Oh yeah,
to carbon fiber boom.
Carbon fiber
to aluminium.
Oh wow! So it's got the trifecta of things that are difficult to fix.
And I reckon that they've done the aluminium on the end.
Yeah.
Because when you hit that, it's not as expensive or it's not going to break as easy as the carbon fibre.
Yeah. Look, having had an aluminium boom.
Well, so the AgriFac's aluminium.
Yeah.
So that's steel to aluminium.
Yeah. It's same. Gold acres, steel intersection, aluminium outer.
Yeah.
When the aluminium breaks and you're like,
it's a nightmare.
Oh, yeah, you can fix it. You can you can get away with it for like half an hour.
It's, we've had a few dodgy fixes with ours.
Oh, yeah. Farmer fixes. It's all good.
Well, I mean, it's too expensive. It's probably pretty easy to learn how to TIG weld and aluminium weld, but I don't really want to try.
Oh, man, you go and talk to anyone who does any of that welding and you say, look, this thing's done 4,000 hours of paraquat. And they're like, just forget about it. That's basically like trying to weld chalk.
Yeah. The hard, so we've had a few things we've had to heat and bend out, and that is hard on alloy. it just doesn't. It wants to rip.
Yeah,
and it's
No.
Anyway,
good luck to them if they can build it.
Yeah. So anyway, I reckon we might leave it there.
Yeah.
We might do a Instagram Q&A on the next one, maybe.
Oh yeah,
we'll see what happens. We'll come up with an idea.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about other stuff.
Oh well. Shall we see you guys on the next one?
See ya.